If there were a penalty for being a WAG who dives from one player to another, Anara Attains would be buried in red flags. Footballers tend to grab all the headlines and get a reputation for being unfaithful. Just think of Ryan Giggs, who slept with his sister-in-law, or John Terry, who had an affair with his teammate's wife. But we don't know of another WAG who's dated over 5 footballers. That's a whole other level. Join us as we look at serial WAG Anara Attains and how she completely destroyed the career of one of the biggest Premier League stars. Our story starts with 35-year-old Samir Nasri, who announced his retirement after a mercurial career that included 2 Premier League titles, 41 caps for France, and a trip to the Drip Doctors in Los Angeles. More on that later. Nasri was part of France's polarizing Generation 1987, along with Karim Benzema, Hatem Ben Arfa, and Jeremy Menez. His immense potential was obvious after winning the 2006-07 Liga Young Player of the Year award with Marseille, and Arsenal quickly came calling in with a $17.6 million transfer. Later, he moved to Manchester City, where he had ups and downs. He had a few influential seasons with the club, including the 2013-14 one, in which he appeared in 34 league games, scored 7 goals and lifted the title. That would represent the peak of his career. After 2 poor seasons with City, Nasri joined Sevilla on loan for the 2016-17 campaign. During La Liga's winter break, the 29-year-old went on holiday to Los Angeles, where Nasri received a $200 drip treatment against UEFA's anti-doping regulations. Nasri was eventually hit with an 18-month ban. What turned the story into world news was that the Drip Doctors appeared to have gotten their PhDs from, shall we say, unaccredited university. Even Nasri's own Twitter account showcased multiple tweets confirming Nasri's unfaithfulness. This incident may be more than a decade old, but it's still very clear in the mind of Manchester City fans. To comprehend the whole incident, we have to look at the whole story, which actually starts with the most notorious WAG in Premier League history, Anara Attains. If you're not aware of Attains, she's a serial WAG who famously dated some of the hottest players in the Premier League. Attains had been with fellow footballers Freddie Ljungberg, Darren Bent, Kieran Richardson, and Jermaine Pennant in the past. Born on February 8, 1988, Anara began her modelling career at the age of 15 while still in school. Anara was first scouted by top modelling agency Storm at the age of 15 and recruited by Europe's leading agency, MOT Modelling, when she was 19. She has appeared in campaigns for ASOS, Ford, DFS, and was the face of the UK's Next Top Model. Anara has also been a Victoria's Secret angel and was the face of Pantene shampoo. Not only is she a model, but Anara tried her hand at acting and pop careers, although that didn't turn out so well. She had small cameos in small-budget Brit films Demons Never Die and Is This the End? The blazing brunette also tried being a singer for some time. Jessica Martin, Roberta Howard, and Amy Kearsley were all individuals from the young ladies band Fanfare. However, the band split up in April 2013. After her scandal with footballers, Anara is most famous for her modelling career with Victoria's Secret. Speaking in 2008, Attains was quoted saying, "I don't really like the term WAG. It's very stereotypical. I earn my own money, I have a great time, and I'm not a WAG." Speaking back in 2008 on her relationship with former Arsenal midfielder Ljungberg, the model added, "When we went away in the summer, he was on posters everywhere. And I was like, no, but he hates it. He gets really embarrassed. The thing about him is he looks the same day, morning, and night." Anara even said she came close to marrying the former Gunner star. She stated, "It is something we've discussed. We care a lot about each other and we're very much in love." However, a source close to Anara revealed she loves being a WAG. After catching Ljungberg cheating, Anara broke up with him. Former Premier League players Darren Bent, Kieran Richardson, and Jermaine Pennant have also been connected to her. However, her most famous break came in 2013, when she started going out with Samir Nasri. Nasri is the perfect example of a player whose poor attitude overpowers his quality on the pitch. Before the 2014 World Cup, he'd taken part in just 6 World Cup qualifiers throughout his career, netting just 1 goal in this time. The player's international highlight came in Euro 2012, when he netted the equaliser in a 1-1 draw with England. Unfortunately, he was subsequently banned for 3 games after swearing at a reporter in the aftermath of France's loss to Spain. Nasri's decision to yell at a journalist while making a shush gesture after scoring against England also summed up his poor behaviour during the competition. Hence, it's no wonder Nasri was excluded from the World Cup squad in 2014. While Nasri realised his mistake, His girlfriend, Anara Taines, not understanding the situation, became visibly upset with the decision. She unleashed a torrent of Twitter abuse towards Didier Deschamps, who failed to name Nasri among his 30-man provisional squad. She even called Deschamps the F-word multiple times, which resulted in the France manager issuing a lawsuit against her. Anara later had to clarify that she didn't mean to upset the French people with her foul-mouthed tirade. In a now-deleted tweet, Anara said, "I apologize if I offended anyone from France. My tweets were not aimed at the nation as a whole." Reports of her being sued were pretty serious in the start, but they ultimately died down after a while. Anara would stay out of headlines for the next 18 months, but it wouldn't be long before she was in hot waters again. Anara dated the former Manchester City midfielder for almost 4 years, but the pair had to endure a turbulent time. Anara was again in the headlines when Nasri seemingly announced to the world that they had split with a thinly veiled attack on social media. "Loneliness is way better than fake company, #fact," he wrote in November 2015. On his 29th birthday, Nasri was seen leaving a club with the daughter of Lionel Richie, Sophia, who was just 17 at the time. Anara was said to have felt betrayed by Sophia, who she counted as a close friend and little sister. They'd been on holiday to Monaco just 3 weeks before the pictures emerged. There had been no reports of Nasri and Anara getting back together. And then the explosive hack occurred. Drip Doctor's CEO, Jamila Sozadar, tweeted at Nasri that they'd provided the Seville star with treatment. The post showed the 29-year-old Frenchman with the message, "We provided Sam Nasri, 19, a concierge immunity IV drip to keep him hydrated and in top health during his busy soccer season." Nasri had been on holiday in the United States and had visited the Los Angeles clinic to receive a $200 treatment because he was suffering from illness. The Frenchman had been given 500 milliliters of hydration in the form of sterile water containing micronutrient compounds. The problem was that amount was 10 times greater than the World Anti-Doping Code and UEFA's anti-doping regulations allowed. The photo of Nasri with Sozadar from Drip Doctors was followed by a bizarre episode on Twitter, in which tweets from the midfielder's account alleged he had also been provided with a full sexual service by the clinic. Nasri's Twitter account stated, "You also provided me a full sexual service too right after. My girlfriend Anara, who was with me at the time, had booked this girl to give me an IV drip. Anara had left the room. The girl in the picture, Jamila, continued other services that don't come on their menu." Nasri later denied that anything went on. He claimed his account had been hacked by his suspicious on-off partner, as she thinks I'm cheating on her, which I'm not. Drip Doctors also denied the sex claims. More tweets followed from Nasri's official account, adding more detail to the allegations, before later claiming that he had been hacked. Unsurprisingly, the string of tweets gained plenty of attention. Anara Taines had been with him since 2013, but ended the relationship around the time of the controversy, after people accused her of writing the now-deleted tweets from Nasri's account. Denying the allegations, Anara said, "That wasn't me. If I need to say anything, it'll come from my mouth." After a Spanish anti-doping investigation, UEFA initially banned Nasri for 6 months, but this was extended to an 18-month ban in 2018. This started his career's nosedive as he joined West Ham on a short-term loan at the end of the 2018-19 season, where he only managed to make 5 league appearances before joining former teammate Vincent Kompany at Anderlecht. However, the loss from the ban was too much to bear, and Nasri ended up retiring from professional football in 2021. It wasn't the first time a WAG completely shattered a professional career, and unfortunately, it won't be the last. Do you think Anara was behind those tweets that destroyed Nasri's career? Let us know in the comments.